what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be.
Hello, it's John. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. I know a lot of you guys are wondering if we're going to get that second stimulus check, and if we are, when, you know, and if there's other benefits we're going to get, and other benefits that we are currently getting, how long are they going to continue to? Because there's people that are getting $600 a week, unemployment, for the, you know, people said they got fired for the coronavirus and stuff like that, you know. I'll get into all that right now. So just sit back, please, and listen. Normally I do Bozo Chronicles, prison stories, I do all that stuff. This is stuff I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of videos. I did a lot of Googling, and I read a lot of stuff. You know, this is the best I could do and put together, and this is the information for you. Because I got this information. I got it for me. This information is for you, so please sit back. If you're curious, and watch it. You know, watch it, listen to it, whatever. Because I'll talk about all of it. It'll all be talked about here. First, the checks to be mailed out to the people who didn't get their first checks yet. If you make up to 10 grand, it's April 24th. Up to 20 grand, May 1st. 30 grand, May 8th. 40 grand, May 15th. 50 grand, May 22nd. 60 grand, May 29th. 70 grand, June 5th. 80 grand, June 12th. 90 grand, June 19th. 100 grand, June 26th. 110 grand, July 3rd. 120, July 10th. And 130, July 17th. You know, I did that real quick for you guys because, you know, that'd be kind of boring to sit there and listen to it all. You can replay it if you make a certain amount of money. And 4 million people will be sent prepaid debit cards. Don't lose it. It can be stolen and used by other people, so don't lose it. And the check that it comes in, like the envelope that it comes in, there was something on the news, on the regular news. An old lady threw it out in the garbage because she thought it was like a check company trying to get it just to like activate a credit card. So she threw it right out. It was a plain envelope, and I think mine was a plain envelope with just her name, and like it said something about money, but it didn't say the Treasury Department, New York's, the Congress. It didn't say the President, the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, or whatever the fuck it is. It didn't say none of that. So she threw it out and lost it. You know, so watch it now, and I will have a picture of that check, so don't worry. It's a plain looking check. But they might change it now to stop stuff from that from happening. But 4 million of you people will be getting prepaid debit cards. So continue this into second stimulus if totally approved. This Memorial Day weekend to get the process to go faster. And this was because they wanted it to get passed. House passed $3 trillion for HEROES Act relief legislation. Now it's got to get passed by the Republican-ran Senate. Alright, it already got passed by the House. Now the Republican-ran Senate has to pass it. And a lot of Republicans have gone on to the side of, hey, these Americans need a little bit more money. We need to pass another round of money. So it's looking real good. You know what I mean? Now it's got to get passed by the Republican Senate. But a lot of Republicans are for this package and want to get it approved to help people with bills and to help with the economy. To put money in people's pocket that'll help them pay their bills, their rent, their mortgage, their food, and it might get them outside to spend a little money, to get a pair of glasses, to get a watch, you know, anything to help the economy out. You know what I mean? They might go to the movies one day, you know, wear masks and go to the movies. Whatever's open, you know, spend money, you know. Senator, May 25th to May 29th, they break. Also in April and July 3rd to the 17th for 2 weeks. That's the Senate. That's their vacations. You know what I mean? And through Google, they make $193,400. The senators make. The majority and minority leaders, whether they break or not, that's how much they make. Almost 200 grand, and they got plus plenty of other incentives, other ways to make more and more money. You know, there's other ways. So they make good money even with all the vacations. Doesn't matter how much they take, that's what they make, and it's from Google. The Senate and House reps, the regulars, make $174,000 on breaks or not. So that's what they make on breaks or not. Plus our other sources of income. Like I said, they have other ways to make money. They're fine, but they take break, yet us Americans are here struggling. They're doing good. They have plenty of money. They still have their job. They could break, they can golf, they could take their wife to vacations. But we, as regular middle-class Americans, and even low-class, are here struggling. But yet they're taking breaks and enjoying themselves. 40 million people are on unemployment right now. 40 million people. I think there's like 330 million people in the world. 40 million people is a lot of people be on unemployment. Two plans. There were two plans out there. One was the Eagle Plan, and it would give Americans access to $5,000, the Republicans, by tapping into Social Security trusts. Take from the future you to pay for the current you. And what that would do is you would get it, and when you were ready to retire at 62, 65, 70, 75, whatever it is, you would have to wait a few extra months to pay that money back first. So you would borrow it to get it now, and you would have to pay it back later. You know? It has to pass Congress. It could take trillions that can be invested in good ways. But the United States, to help the future economy and well-being, but be also badly needed help now by the economy and suffering. You know, that money that we're paying now, that we could be paying now, the trillions, we could be, the Americans, the USA Congress or whatever, the uppers could be investing it and selling bills and all this stuff. And, you know, investing it how they do, trillions of dollars and making money for us for the future, making the value of the dollar go up and all that stuff. But we also need it now. We need it really now. So that's also something else we need to consider. They need to consider, you know, but they're trying to avoid just printing new money and going into trillions of dollars or more debt. You know, they're trying to find ways not to just print the money out, because the Federal Reserve, who's not really federal, that's just their fucking name. The Federal Reserve could just print the fucking money out, but that will drop the value of the dollar. It'll fuck up the economy. So they're trying to find ways not to do it. All right. Second plan, $400 a week, go back to work. Bonus plan. So you get $400 plus what you make a week just to go back to work. And that's the bonus plan. You pay $400 a week plus go back to work. Because a lot of people are making more not working than what they did when they worked. 2 months ago, we wanted people to stay home. You know what I mean? Congress wanted people to stay home. Now they're at the point where people need to go back. A lot of stuff is opening. I've seen a lot of stuff. A lot of people walking around without masks. I still walk around masks, but you know, a lot of stuff is opening. You know, and that $450 a week is like the carrot to get you to go back to work, because right now they're giving $600 a week pandemic relief. You know, for the non-workers who found a way to say they can't work because of the virus. They get $600 a week. A lot of them made only $300, $250, $400, less even in the other states. You know what I mean? I'm talking about New York. You know, like, to make $600 a week to watch TV all day, they're not trying to fucking work. I'm telling you, they're not trying to fucking get a job. I wouldn't try to get a job. If I was making $600 take home a week, not to work, you know, fuck that. They're trying to pay you $450 a week plus what you make a week to try to get you to go back to work. You know? And 2 months ago, we wanted $600 a month won't go past June 31st. It won't go past as of right now. That will stop as of now. This is good. This is a good carrot to get people to try to go out and try to work. That's what I already said. Around 8 to 13 week time plan so far to pay that $450 extra week. The president said a week ago that, and this is quote, a second round of money could be coming. So the president of the United States said that, and he doesn't really bullshit that much. He is a shit talker, but he doesn't bullshit that much. And he said a second round of money could be coming. He said that out of his own mouth. Any bill passed by the House and Senate still needs to get signed by the president. So if the president's saying that, that means he'll sign it if it gets passed by both of them. You know what I mean? That's good news. That is good news. So him finally opening up to it, it really is important to get that check. President was also quoted saying that the U.S. could take one more nice shot of stimulus payments. So he did say that, and it's quoted. The Americans could take one more nice shot of stimulus payments. This is from hours ago that I learned. 14.7% of unemployment. It could reach as high as 25% soon. You know, a quarter of Americans. Right now it's at 14.7% of Americans. 38 million Americans have filed for unemployment benefits. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy right now, you know? The $600 a week is going to be over in July as of now. As of right now, it's going to be over in July. So you better go looking for jobs, some of you people. The HEROES Act, for example, includes many stipulations that increase and extend some of the whatever stimulus measures included in earlier stimulus packages, such as an extension of $600 a week, federal unemployment insurance benefits through January, all the way through till January, which will currently expire in June. $200 billion for hazard pay for essential workers who face heightened health risks during the crisis. So if you're in certain situations where your job puts you in a higher risk of getting that virus, you know, you can get paid. You can get paid more money. You know what I mean? And they have $175 billion put for rent, mortgage, and utility assistance, subsidized as a special Affordable Care Act enrollment period to people who lose their employer-sponsored health coverage. So that is also a plus if it all gets approved. More money for the supplemental nutrition assistant program, which is very important. All right. The main concern about the HEROES and the HEROES Act and stipulations such as these among Republicans is the cost, because the HEROES Act costs up to more than $3 trillion in additional stimulus. $3 trillion will be added to our additional, you know, what we already owe. You know what I mean? On top of the $2.2 trillion CARES Act concern. You know, conservative lawmakers have said they won't support the legislation in the current form. They want a few things changed, then they will support it. You know, another point of contention is the extra $600 per week that unemployment workers are currently getting through the end of July. Dems want to extend that until January, you know, but the Republicans oppose that. They want that to end in, you know, when it's supposed to end, because why are people going to go to work if they're making more money not working than if they worked hard and they made less and they had, you know, why would they? So, you know, I heard some people say that they made a lot more money doing what I just talked about, the $600 a week. They said they make a lot more. I got this from the real news, the real news. This is what they're really getting. The numbers that they were throwing at me to brag or whatever the hell they were doing, I got the real amount, what they're really getting. So you can tell them what you want, you know. Oh, yes, to death. But I know what you're really getting. All right. They worry people won't get up and get a job because most people are making more laying down than when they worked. I just said that. You know, these lazy people who don't want to work would rather take the money from the government. And most of these people never pay taxes themselves. You know what I mean? So they'd rather sit home and collect this money and use the coronavirus to their advantage. And that's hurting the American economy. So I never say, when it comes to this stuff, I'll never say if I'm a Republican, a Democrat, a populist, or if I agree with a plan, disagree with a plan. But some plans I agree with, put it this way. I won't say what, but some plans I agree with. All right? Republicans, though, ultimately are slowly changing some views, and a lot more believe another stimulus check would be beneficial to the economy. And this is new. Mitch McConnell stated Congress will probably have to pass another corona stimulus bill. That's Mitch McConnell saying that. That's big fucking news. Alright? And the second round only approved in-house. The Senate is next. The second round was already approved in the House. It was already approved. The way they want it. You know, the HEROES Act. It has to get approved in the Senate next. And as of right now, a lot of Republicans, even though Senate ran, there's Republicans in there. The Republicans are for it. And there's still some senators that are for it, but they want some stuff changed. Just a little bit. Late June, early July, Senate will vote in the check. So that's your answer. You know, that is when it is said so far. Everything could change by the hour. But late June, what did I say? I already forgot. You already heard me. But late June, early July, Senate will vote on that check. You know, on the second stimulus check. They'll vote on the HEROES Act. You know what I mean? And they will probably come to some sort of agreement with the House on what they will approve. Something will be approved. It won't be nothing will be done. You know what I mean? Something will be approved. Some of these things will continue. Some of these benefits will stop, and people will have to go to work if they want to make money. And it's looking good. The second stimulus check is looking good. We got Trump talking about it, Mitch McConnell talking about it. A second stimulus check is looking good. That I really do believe that the $450 a week added to your pay for like, what I say, 8 to 12 weeks, the incentive to go back to work, I think that will be approved. Because they're tired of giving people $600 a week to not work at all. You know, so the $450 a week plus what you make, that's the incentive to go back to work. I think that will get passed. You know, all this stuff is coming soon. So the answer to your question is, we don't have the answer of when we're getting a second stimulus or if we're getting a second stimulus. The House did vote on it, and they said yes, and they voted on the HEROES Act. And everybody knows about the HEROES Act. It's a pretty good act. It's a pretty good plan. The Senate is close to, they just have some disagreements. And once they come to terms to that stuff, and they can come to some conclusion and some compromises, a plan will be made, and the plan will be approved. Something will be done soon, really soon. And I think a second stimulus check will be given to us. They said if they do a second stimulus check, they were only able, like for dependents, able to get like $500 or something like that. Now they'll be able to get, again, $1,000 or $1,200 for every dependent instead of the $500. So they'll get more money, you know, instead of the $500. So the second stimulus, the HEROES Act is, you know, it's going to help the economy if it gets passed. It's going to help the economy. The more money that comes to us is, you know, helps people. Well, a lot of people save. Like I like to save. My bank account is good. I mean, I'm broke. My bank account is always good. Put it this way, you know what I mean? But I save because I don't have bills. If I had bills, I'd be broke. But I have just my phone, you know what I mean? And just cigarettes, just regular shit, and some medical shit. My brain surgeon don't take it. I have to pay him. But other than that, I don't got no mortgage. I don't got no car payments. I can't drive, you know. So a lot of people, when they get that money, they will pay their bills. They'll pay their mortgage, their rent, their car payments. And the people that don't have as many bills or caught up because they are working, they might spend a little bit, go to dinner, because a lot of dinner places, restaurants have opened up. And even the sports places, I didn't write any of that stuff down, and I'm sorry about that. Look it up and Google it. A lot of sport places will be opening up their season soon. And some of them said they will be holding it at the Disney Center only. All of it. Like, it won't be different arenas and shit like that. It'll only be at the Disney Center. So it's safer. You know what I mean? So that's your information. That's all up to date. That's all up to date. That's me checking. I just checked a half hour before I did this. I wrote the stuff down. I Googled a few things. I read some of the older papers. My parents don't got today's paper. I read some of the older papers, and that's the stuff I got. You know, so that's new. The oldest stuff I got was from YouTube. Was like 2 days old. This is where we're at, people. But do understand, we probably will get a second stimulus check. Something will get done. Something will get passed. Some things will stop, but some things will get added. So that's where we go, people. So I hope to help a few of you learn. And if this does get some views, I will do this a little bit once in a while to help with people with finances and financially, tell people how the economy's doing, how stocks are doing. And people who invest in the air companies, they are really low right now. Sooner or later, they will go back to normal. That's my stock info for you. If you got extra money, invest in airlines. Because right now they're down at the bottom and they will return eventually and probably sooner than later. So that's my little tip to you guys. And that's what I'll do. You know, if this works out well, I'll be doing some talk. And if people comment underneath, that will be discussed on my next video. So if anybody has any comments or questions on anything I said, I will look the stuff up for you if I don't know the answer. And if I do know the answer, I'll reply right below it. And if you ask something that's a video's worth of stuff, I'll make a whole video on it. So this is another thing that I do. Bozo Chronicles, prison stories, and also finance stories and Anunnaki stories. We all know about that. So I do 4 things now. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys learned something. And I hope you guys are all doing all right, and I hope you guys are safe. Be well, everybody. Be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.